What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, please. That'd be fantastic. Apologies for not getting a video out the last sort of week and a bit. I've been very busy with work and the baby and things like that, so it's been difficult for me to get a chance to make a video. The other thing I wanted to quickly chat about, and I'll just touch on, is my post and pre-match videos haven't been getting that many views, and I know it's not really about the views, but obviously there's a reason why you're not clicking on the videos. So if you aren't, let me know in the comment section what it is about the videos you may not like, or whether it's just you prefer the transfer news videos and you don't really listen to post and pre-match talks. I find I'll select one or two creators to listen to, and I don't listen to everyone. I guess when it comes to rumors, anyone could be saying any sort of rumor, so you do listen to a few more videos or watch a few more videos than that. But if there's any feedback, that'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. First of all, a couple of things. I'll talk about Gnonto. It looks like we may be making a last minute signing for him. Young striker. I don't think he's going to start for us. He goes into the under 23s. And then Kai Wagner at left back. Look, we need the left back desperately. I think we need a striker desperately as well, but I think the left back's more important. I think Junior Firpo, I'm not 100%. I'm not sold on him. And look, he might fit the system, and if he does, great. But we need a bit more depth at left back. We get Wagner in, let Wagner and Firpo duke it out. We need Struijk at centre back, because I think while Struijk isn't quick, having Struijk at left back and then Robin Koch and Llorente at centre back, it's just a really slow back line. Even Christensen isn't that quick, and I know that a lot of people are getting on Christensen, and we'll chat about that as well. But right now, it's not the most mobile back line, and I think Christensen's probably the most mobile out of the three. And that's saying something, that he's not super mobile. So it is a slow back line, and unfortunately, that's the area where the quickest players in the park are, on the wing. So at the moment, we are getting torn apart, but I will caveat that with, I think we look really good going forward. So I'll chat about that in a second. But I guess the most frustrating part is we're not signing in the key areas that are still left. We still need a left back, and we still need a striker. And I understand it's been a good window. I do personally think it's been a good window. I don't think it's been the best window, but I think it's been a good window. We have addressed certain things. We've got midfielders in. I'm happy with all the signings. While some people are saying Christensen hasn't been good enough, I've seen some good and bad things from him. I do think he needs to learn the system, but I don't think he's been as bad as what people have made him out to be. Yes, he's made a couple of errors, and that is fine. But at the same time, we also got on top of, like, we also supported Liam Cooper, where he would do the same thing. And I got on top of Liam Cooper and had people telling me that I was a Cooper basher. I was a Liam Cooper basher, but I was just stating that you can be, what's the point of being solid for 89 minutes if you're going to make a mistake in the 90th every game? There was one mistake that would cost us. And it seems a bit silly. Christensen seems like the same thing. I do think Christensen, there is a bit more of a player there. I think he's a bit more upside to him. But you can't support Liam Cooper and then bash Christensen for the exact same thing. Playing well, except for the odd, like, one mistake in a game that costs us. And that's what is happening at the moment. So I find it a bit weird that, you get called a Liam Cooper basher, but then if it's okay to do that to Christensen. I know it's probably a bit of a bias because Cooper had been with us longer and got us promoted. But he was like that in the championship as well. So anyway, I won't get on it too much. But yeah, so far, I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to sign a striker, which is the scariest part. I think a striker is what we really need. It looks like, they're talking about, we brought Rodrigo in for a reason. Well, that's great, and he's scoring goals, but how long does that last for? When does the drought begin? Because going off past trends, there will be a goal drought. Going off past trends, Bamford will be injured. Going off past trends, Gelhardt will be out for games. And while Gelhardt, I think he's the future, and I don't think this is an injury-prone issue. I think he's just young and he's copping knocks, and that'll get better. You can't rely on Gelhardt to win you, to keep you in the Premier League. You can't rely on Bamford, because again, you got to remember, I love Bamford. I think he's a great player, and there was a time where I thought he was a donkey, but he has got better. When he first came to the Premier League, when he first came to Leeds, it was a bit underwhelming. It was a decent big name signing, and he was underwhelming. Couldn't hit the side of a barn door, and now I've changed. I've gone a complete 180 on him. I think I do think he's a great player, but you can't rely on him playing games. And the fact we don't have anyone to compete with him, and they don't want to stunt Gelhardt's growth. You're not stunting Gelhardt's growth, because I think that Gelhardt ends up being number 2 behind in front of Bamford. You've got to have people there to compete. All the Premier League teams have minimum 2 strikers to compete. Nottingham Forest has just got more pay. That lad that scored on the weekend, and they've gone and signed another one. I can't remember who it is for the life of me. But they've got 3 competitive strikers now. So why are we the ones that are always left behind? Kai Wagner looks like it'll be about $3 million, I think we get him in, at least as a left back in, and we can end the window strikerless. But I don't want to get to January and go, see, we need a striker. And I hope this isn't just the board sucking they didn't get the kettle there, because that would be really frustrating that you put all your eggs into one player, and then, or one basket, and then you didn't get him and you cracked the socks. So anyway, that's my rant over with the transfer window. I don't think we're going to get a striker in. I think we'll get to the end of the window, and honestly, I just don't think it's going to happen. I can't remember the last time we signed a player that was recognised in the Premier League, except for Dan James, but I wouldn't call him recognised. I think he was sort of seen as a bit of a fraud. We're linked with Pulisic, and I just don't see. That's got the Dan James vibes about him. I think he's a better player than Dan James, but there's a reason why Chelsea don't want him. But hey, maybe he'll be good at a lower Premier League side. I said the same thing about Dan James, and I think he's been thrown to the wolves by playing up front a bit. But anyway, I'll touch a little bit on the Southampton game. Frustrating to drop 2 points, but at the same time, it's a game where last year we didn't pick up any points away. So I think we got beat 1-0. 2-0 up, couple of mistakes. Don't know why we didn't use substitutions. It's a stinking hot day. I am fully aware of what it feels like to play in that heat. Our pre-seasons in Australia is that temperature, if not higher, and it's a bit more of a humid temperature, so it is harder to play in the heat in Australia. But I understand, I fully understand what that feels like. In your second game in the season, it's rough. It is hot. You get tired quickly. The pre-game warm-up tires you out. You're knackered before you even step foot on the park, and then you got to play for 90 minutes. Why we didn't make changes, I will never know. I will never know. And it's weird because Marsh made changes in the first game, and that it was a game changer for us. And then in this game, he didn't. And I don't know. Apparently, he had things set up, but obviously something changed during the game. And I'm not too sure. And Rocker and Harrison, who played really well, just looked dead on their feet. And you can't blame Harrison for one of the goals, because it's just, he's knackered. He shouldn't have to. Yeah, shouldn't have to be like that. Should be a change that was made well previously beforehand. Anyway. So yeah, I see it as 2 points dropped, but it's not the worst result. I think 4 points in the first 2 games is great. We've got Chelsea this week, and I think we get beat by Chelsea. I was going to talk a lot about the game, but there's probably a bit no point. I just want to see us being competitive. I don't want to get spanked. I think we got beat 3-0 when we played against Chelsea last time. Let's just not get spanked first, if it can be close and we can look half decent. Chelsea didn't look great against Everton. They won 1-0 based on a penalty. They did not look good. But I will say, against Tottenham, they looked really good. They didn't deserve to draw that game, just like we didn't deserve to draw against Southampton. But it happens, and that's football. So now I'm a bit concerned because I was hoping Tottenham might make them look a bit stupid. And then we can go, confidence drops a bit more. They've gone, oh, Everton made us look a bit silly. Tottenham made us look silly. Hopefully, I was thinking maybe a bit of a mental, frailty mental frailties might pop in. But no, they look strong. So even with a draw, they look like they should have scored a lot more than that. So I'm a bit concerned. I think we're going to lose. I would say 2-1 would be a result I'd be not happy with, because I don't want to lose, but I'd be happy with 2-1 in the way of scoring a goal. But I think losing is inevitable. I want the attack to look decent still. I want Rodrigo to continue scoring, or I'd like Aaronson to get on the score sheet because he really deserves it. I don't think he was super great against Southampton, but remember, it was a hotter game. And, after that first game against Wolves, people are going to be like, the teams are going to work out that they need to shut him down because he is very good on the ball. He does drive forward, makes things happen. But, yeah, I think overall we need a better performance. Look, if we can grind out a draw, I'm going to say that's a very, very good start. 5 points in 3 games, and we had Chelsea. I think that'd be great. I'm wishing for a win. I'm hoping for a draw, but I think we'll get beat. And I don't think that's unrealistic to think of. I think last year there was a couple of top 6 teams I think we should have tried to get results against. We weren't good enough. I think this year we will take points off top 6 teams. I think we can actually beat Man United this year because they look absolutely horrible, and I'm loving it. So fingers crossed we can take some points off some top 6 sides, because that's what we were missing last year. If we had got a couple of shock results, we wouldn't have been in the situation we're in, but we were just getting spanked by everyone. But anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you think the result's going to be on the weekend. Also, let me know anything you'd like me to improve on with post and pre-match talks, or whether it's just a video that you think people aren't going to watch as much, and that it's going to have to be growing the channel through the transfer market windows, I think. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below, and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.